Hello, hello, hello. It's Kathy Bedell, MyStampItSpot.com. I'm running a little late for Fun Fold Friday. I apologize. So, I saw something that another company did. They actually have dies for it. And I thought, I bet I can do that. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to call it a pop-up card, but it's not a pop-up like when you open it. It's the front. So first I just want to tell you that we are going to use Fancy Flora, and this plus the iridescent rhinestone gems and the pool party ribbon is what you get in the Stamp Club by month for which I used it here, as you can see. This is the Stamp Club by month for March. I only have 2 kits left. It's $28. You get 8 cards, 2 of each, plus you get all these products. These products come to $28, so it's really a good deal. It's like getting the card kits for free. Good morning, Karen. How are you, Jonah? How are you? Okay, so now that I said that, there is one other thing I want to tell you before I go on. If you make a $35 purchase using the host code at the bottom, I will send you 6 card kits using the brand new gilded paper. But not just that. This is my make and takes. It's my thank you. I have a lot of this gorgeous paper left over. This is the Favored Flowers. So anyone that makes a $35 purchase using that host code will also get a half pack of the Celebration Favored Flowers DSP cut 6x12. It is beautiful. I know you've all seen it. We've used it a lot. Every demo used it a lot. So if you want a half pack of this, because you didn't get enough, make a $35 purchase. I'll send you the 6 cards plus the half pack of that. Okay, enough of that. Hello from sunny Florida. It's pretty sunny here today in New Hampshire as well. Okay, I'm sure you've seen this beautiful paper. Let me get my bucket. So, like I said, I saw a card that was made from another company. They had dies to create this card. I am going to try to recreate it, obviously using our products and without the dies. So this is a card that my local Stamp Club girls are making this week. There's 40 girls that come in total over the course of the week. This is the card they're making. I'm using this as my idea source for what I'm hoping to create. I love this flower. It's the Flora DSP. It's this DSP. So I'm going to pull out this pattern. Let's see. This paper is gorgeous. It's very different. It's not typically my taste, but as I worked with it, I loved it more and more. So I'm just looking for that one piece. Oh, there it is. Is that it? There's the one piece I'm looking for. There's something about this that kind of makes me think of waterfalls and water lilies. Okay. I also have, if I can find it, a thick white piece of basic white cardstock. I brought over some clear window sheets. You need this versus vellum because it does need to be just a little bit sturdier. I'm going to take one piece out here. And we are going to be using the two-tone Flora stamp set. And it does have dies that go with it. And the dies have this big image. We're not going to be using that, but it's very pretty. I actually haven't even used this yet. But I probably will be die cutting to cut out these flowers unless I decide to hand pin them. So in this card, the greeting was from Art Gallery. Some great greeting. So I'm not certain exactly how I'm going to take this and make it into this, but we're going to try here. I'm reaching for a cabinet here. We're on here. Okay. I have here Orchid Oasis, Soft Succulent, and Fresh Freesia, the palette of the other card. I have some Fresh Freesia cardstock scraps, and I have some Orchid Oasis. Okay, let's do the basic mechanism of this card. Then we'll worry about decorating it. So I'm going to take my card base, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And again, you're going to want to do this in your thick cardstock, not a regular weight cardstock, because you need just a little extra heft to it, I think. I don't know. I haven't made one. We're doing this together. I'm hoping this is going to work. If not, this will be the video that we'll all laugh about for years. Okay, so this is my card base here. So this width is 5 1/2. No, this width is 4 1/4. This is 5 1/2. So I do want, I'm getting rid of this other card base because I don't want that score line in it. I'm taking another piece of cardstock. So the piece I'm cutting needs to be 5 1/2 inches wide. Hoping my thought process is right here. So hold on, we'll see. And again, I will put this on my blog and repost it here for you all if we get this right. Okay, this is 4 1/4 inches. I need to go an inch wider on each side. So that would be 6 1/4 inches. So let's see here. Okay. And we'll just hang on to that for stamping. Now, I pray I do this right, but we will see. Okay. Elaine. Oh, how are you? Elaine, thanks for coming. Okay. I am going to score at the 1/2 inch mark and the 1 inch mark on each side. If you just joined us, I saw dies from another company that created this kind of pop-up card, and I thought we can rebuild it. I did not try it, so we're going to find out if I'm able to do it. Okay, so I'm scoring 1/2 and 1 inch. Please excuse my dogs, I'm sorry. I left the front door open foolishly. Okay, so now we have 1/2 inch. We're going to fold back and burnish. Must be someone walking by with a dog. And then, well, thank you for that, Elaine. Then we're going to fold the other one forward and burnish so that we kind of have an accordion. Okay, so we're going to fold back. Scraps from yesterday, I think. And forward. And again, I'm going to burnish those. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't think about, and I'm going to have to grab, is I need to cut out a shape there. I didn't think to grab a die for that, so hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you do things without planning. Okay. Bringing over my big boss because I'm not sure the shape I'm going to choose will fit my small boss. So I'm going to put this on here. And I'm going to do a circle because I always like circles and ovals with flowers. I think the flow kind of is nicer. That's just a personal preference thing. Of course, you could do any shape here, but I'm choosing the stitch circle. So as always, we need to put a clear plate. We're sandwiching in between a clear plate. So now, hopefully you can see this. I'm going to put the other clear plate down. I'm going to get a sticky note to hold that so it's where I want it to be and it doesn't shift. The sticky notes are great. You don't have to use a piece this big. When I'm working on projects, I kind of cut it into thin strips, tear it into thin strips. Okay. Now I can put my boss aside. And let's see. Pull this off. So I have chosen the Stylish Shape dies. These have stitchings. If you've never seen these, what I love about this, and hopefully this will show up, that both the piece I'm using and the discard piece both have stitching on them. And I like that because then there's really no waste. Okay, let's come back here and fold this up again. Like this. Is anybody starting to see it? I sometimes tuck my extra pieces in my dies, so I have them. Okay, now I want to cut out of that window sheet just a, I don't know, like a 1/2 inch piece or so. And I'm only going to make it as wide. Gosh, maybe I should have done this in a color. So I don't know, probably, if we know that's 4 1/4, maybe about 4 inches or 3 3/4. We're not going to see it, hopefully. I should have gotten tear and tape for this, but that's okay. Let me put this aside. So this is going to hold my greeting or decorations, or we're going to find out. You know what? I am going to use, this is my Seal Plus. It's a little stronger than regular Seal. And I used it on cardstock the other day, and I have not clearly picked it up since. You could use double-sided on this. You could, I don't know if liquid glue would set quickly with this acetate or these window sheets. I'm not positive on that. I would have to test that out to tell you for sure. Now, this has pink here, and ideally, I don't want it to have pink there, but I'm going with it. You know what? I'm not going to go with it. I'm going to trim it. Because, oh, we'll never see it. We will never see it, actually. It's going to be in the fold. So I'm going to kind of put mine across the middle. Like that. And if there's any adhesive on the outside, excuse me, you want to just kind of rub it off. Excuse me, I apologize. Okay, now, kind of wishing I had done this in a color, but that's okay. So here's what's going to happen. It's going to, well, I'm just going to do it. I apologize. I was eating walnuts before I came live. And I think I have a piece tickling my throat. I'm going to grab a drink of water. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Hi, Donna. Thanks for being here. Okay. This could be the trickiest part. I am thinking we are going to find out. I don't know really the best way to attach this. I am thinking I'm going to attach one side by closing it up. I'm going to open it so I can see the seam well. And I'm going to try to attach it right along the seam here. Now again, this is a guinea pig card. Never done this. And this was done with actual dies. So now I'm taking it, I spun it, I'm taking it over to the other side to try to line up this side. And again, in retrospect, I wish I had done this piece in a color. Maybe I'll do another one and showcase them both when I write the directions up. Okay. Now we have kind of a, so here's what I'm wishing. I'm wishing I had actually gone a little shorter on this so that it would mail better. Hey, Barbara. So I am actually thinking I'm going to take this other half that I had cut, that I put to the side, and I wanted this to be a different color. So I'm going to make it a different color. I'm going to use Orchid Oasis. Maybe I'll use the Fresh Freesia. Oh, Fresh Freesia. I don't have a full sheet here, so it will be Orchid Oasis. And I'm going to try cutting it a little bit smaller. I appreciate you being patient. So I know I need it to be 5.5 on one side. So I'm going to cut 5.5 here. And I know this is 4 1/4. I went 6 1/4. I think 5 1/4. Let's see. If it's 4 1/4 and I go 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. I think 5 1/4 will do it. Let's try that. The first time I did 4 1/4. Let's see if 5 1/4 works better. So now I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to score at 1 inch. And I'm going to flip it 180 degrees and do 1/2 inch. So we have the basic mechanism down. We've got that right. I just need it to not be quite so bulky, or we can't. Certainly this could be used, but you can't flatten it enough. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for being here. You can't flatten it enough to get it in an envelope. So that's why I'm cutting down the size a little, and we will see if that works. So again, we're going to fold in. Where is my, here it is. We are going to fold in and then fold back like that. And the same thing on the other side. We are going to fold in and fold back. Okay, I have to bring my machine back over. My boss. And I'm going to just flatten it out enough to be able to get my die in there. Again, I'm going to use my largest stylish shaped die. And I am going to use a sticky so that it doesn't slide. Make sure I get it in the middle. Or mostly in the middle. Okay. Sorry, this is turning out to be so long. Maybe I should have pre-prepped this, huh? Okay. Now, let's hope this works. We're going to find out. Okay, so again, we have the accordion effect going here, like that. And I am going to add tape on the outer. This is not regular tape. This is Seal Plus. You're either going to want to use white glue, double-sided tape, or Seal Plus. And my Seal Plus just went off the rail. Okay. I need a little more here. I finally mastered Seal, and I'm still learning the Plus. Everything is very different. I used Tombow for so long. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the inner edge first. Oh, no, wait a minute. Nope, 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 nope. We need a 1/2 inch piece of window sheet. My blade fell off. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to cut it roughly at about 3.5 inches, give or take a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's not going to show anyway. There we go. And I am going to just put, let me measure it, make sure it's going to fit. Yep. So I'm going to just put a little bit of Seal Plus on each side. Again, I'm not sure if I were using the white glue for the rest of it. I'm not certain the white glue would dry on this quickly enough. So that is something I'd have to experiment with. And there we go. Okay. I have a little bit too much adhesive right here, but I'm actually going to leave it because I will be putting flowers over it. So I don't think it's the end of the world. So I'm going to do my inside seam, the fold first, like this. Hopefully we have better measurements this time. And then, well, I did something wrong because it's not the length of the card. I think I scored on the wrong side. Some days you should just really prep your project. We're going to make this an odd size card. That's how I'm going to fix this. There we go. Okay, so look, it's not big enough now. Now it's not big enough. So the question is it because I scored on the wrong sides? Let's see that. No, it's not. So, we need, I'm trying to see here how much we need to take off to get this right before I go ahead and cut a whole nother piece. Because I will cut another piece, but we need, oh, look at that. Okay, we're going to use white because this is an easy adjustment. I am going to cut off this 1/2 inch. So that would mean I should have cut 1/2 inch smaller. I should have cut it at 6 inches. Okay? So there's the score at 1 inch. I mean at 1/2 inch. Here's the 1 inch score that we want to do at each side. Oh, but now my circle's not right. Okay. 5.5 by, should have been 6. This is what happens when you get cocky and you think you're going to be able to do it, no problem. That's 5.5. That's the width of my card, the length of my card. Then I need to do 6. Okay, now what we need to figure out is which way do I hold this. So I'm going to hold it this way, and I'm going to score it 1/2 inch, and 1 inch, and I'm going to flip it over and score it 1/2 inch, and 1 inch, and before I take the time to die cut this, I am going to make sure that this is going to fit the card base. So I'm going to fold in. I'm going to fold back. I'm going to fold in. I'm going to fold back. Let's see. Hypothetically speaking, if this were my card front, let's do the back of this one just to see if that's going to do what I need to do. That's it. That's the magic number. Okay. That's my magic number. So this was 5.5 by 6. And I'm going to write that down so when I write the directions later. 5.5 by 6. And I'm scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch on what would be the long side. Okay, let's keep going. I can't believe I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to bring that Big Shot. It's not the Big Shot anymore. I'm going to bring the Stampin' Cut machine in again, the Boss, and we're going to do this again. At least this time, I know we got it down. Sorry, there were so many trials. I got cocky. I thought I was going to be able to do this on my first try. Visually, I looked out and I went, oh, this will be a piece of cake. Never say it'll be a piece of cake. It's never a piece of cake when you don't know what you're doing. All right. Here we go. Oh, sorry. I'm hurrying. I'm sorry. Trying to get the... Oh, I think my daughter just pulled up. Now you're going to hear my dog's barking again. All right. This time we're not going to forget the window sheet piece. Fortunately, I saved it. Oh my. Oh my. Boy, today's just so enjoyable for you, isn't it? Maybe I can throw something else in here to make it even more enjoyable. Okay. Now we are on the road to making this happen. I have to just cut a teeny piece off of here. It's just a speck long. Because I didn't really measure it. Alright, we have our accordions. We are going to add some Seal Plus. Or your white glue, anything that's very sturdy, because this is going to take some stress coming in and out of the envelope. Okay. And thank goodness, I actually have another card base all cut here. And again, so I want the circle towards the top, so I just have to make sure I put that closer to where the top's going to be. I'm going to turn around. All right, not too bad, right? 3 tries. I'm gonna try to console myself. There we go. So now it'll fit in the envelope, and when the person opens it, it's going to pop open. Now we just need to decorate it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Think of how many times the original creator works, tosses. Seriously, who wrote that? Who wrote that? Releases should be remeasures. Oh, that's you, Karen. Yes, absolutely. Sorry about your dogs. I mean, sorry about your cats. Tell them to go back to sleep. Okay, let's decorate. Have you seen this in use yet? It is beautiful. Two-tone flora. I happen to like this image that was in this card, and that's what I am going to do. Oh, my stamp set's a little bit of a mess here. Now, I might do this in more than one color. I think I need some scrap here. I think I will do both Fresh Freesia and the Orchid Oasis. And I also need a piece of scrap because I need to stamp off while I'm doing this. So the more solid image, I'm using the image that has the little Steinman, is that what they call, in the center? I can't see who said that's a cool card, but thank you. Oh, Karen, thank you. Third time's a charm. There we go. All right. Look at my stamp stuck to my... Okay, you know what that means? That means my block or my stamp were not clean. Now, I don't put the sticker on the back of my, well, this is photopolymer anyway, but when you have a hard time having it stick, it means that the oil from your fingers are on the blocks, or there's adhesive or ink. If you have this issue, clean both your block and your stamp, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just using a Lysol wipe because that's what happened to be handy. And I am going to pick this up and clean this good. So this is Fresh Freesia. If you have not gotten your InColor ink pads, they're on low quantity. I don't know if they will be reordering them prior to the catalog ending. I don't know that. The refills, oops, I dropped my block. The refills were not on low quantity, just the actual stamp pads themselves. So if that is something that you've been wanting and you've been putting off, I'm just cleaning all the backs of these stamps. Don't put it off any longer. Okay. So back here. Now we should have some good section. There we go. Much better. All right. So the more solid stamp, I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it. And just clean that because I'm going to do it in another color too. I'm also going to do it in the Orchid Oasis. This is very light, but that's okay. So I'm going to stamp off and then stamp. I didn't make great contact, but that's okay because I didn't want all the ink to come off. And so it will be okay. Now we're going to take the second one and we're going to stamp this one full strength. So this is a little bit harder to line up. See this little notch right here? I line that up with the image. That's how best I find to get it to line up. Like that. Isn't that pretty? I haven't stamped it in this color yet. That is pretty. So that's the Fresh Freesia. And this is the Orchid Oasis. Isn't that gorgeous? How pretty is that? I think we're going to need some other little flowers. So I'm going to leave those ink pads open. I'm going to stamp this big spray here in green. Get rid of that. I'm going to put my stamps here. Okay, I'm going to stamp this big spray. Put these on here so they don't get lost. So this is Soft Succulent. And I'm going to have to do it. Let me see if I have a little piece of scrap over here. I guess it doesn't really matter because this is scrap anyway. Like that. And then I am also going to stamp a few little leaves in the Soft Succulent that we can tuck in. Whoop, that one didn't come out very well. We want to be able to tuck them into the bouquet. And I think I'll do some of these little flowers. I don't know what those are called, but they're pretty. So again, this has a more detailed stamp, and it has a less detailed stamp. And so I'm going to first do the more detailed. Now, I should have stamped that off, but that's okay because it is so light to begin with anyway. And then I'm going to come in and line up my more detailed image and stamp it over it like that. And voila. There we we go. Okay, we have some die cutting to do. I'm going to close this up for a minute. You know what? We have... Oh, I was thinking those are little dots. I was thinking I might stamp it on the front, but I'm not going to. All right. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to bore you with some die cutting. I guess I really should have prepared better. This is not my style to leave you guys hanging here. But let's do this pronto, as quickly as we can. Alright, I'm going to get this cut off. There we go. Alright, here's my dies. So I think I can cut at least one of all the images at the same time. So, well, not the big flowers. Maybe the big flowers if I push this over. That's going to cut that. That's going to cut that. That's going to cut that. There we go. Okay. Definitely going to need some sticky notes for this. Yeah, isn't that pretty? That's my, if you didn't see the beginning, my in-house club girls are making that card, and that's what prompted what we're doing right now. I'm doing kind of a version of it. These may not be lined up perfectly because, quite honestly, I feel bad that you're sitting here while I'm doing all this. I didn't think I was going to have to do that card flip 3 times. Where's my other clear plate? If it had a mouth, it would bite me. Okay. Move this one over here, like this. Let's see. Okay, I'll take this one off. Again. Oh, this one I forgot to even line up. I ended up cutting it out without lining up appropriately. I was so focused on the other 2. That's okay. We may not need more than one anyway. Because I'm not going to go back and restamp it. I'm not going to lie. Take a piece of this one. Put it over here. Okay. There we go. Let's put these dies right back in the envelope before I lose them. Not that I would lose them. This one didn't cut great either, but I'm going to show you what we can do for that. That's what happens when you're in a hurry. You don't take your time to do things right. You wind up with less than perfect. But that's okay. That's okay. Just get these dies. I'll show you how we can fix that. As you can see, I wasn't quite on the mark there. That's where my paper snips come in handy, girls. Now, if I were doing this, making this for someone, I would totally restamp this and start over. But in this case, we're not going to make you sit through all that. We're going to just fudge it like that. Same thing with this. Because by the time I tuck these little flowers in, you'll never know that it wasn't a complete set of flowers. Maybe I should have just hand trimmed them from the beginning. Okay, that's what we're going to work with. All right. Now, the next thing we need to do is take this and cut this down. So I'm going to cut this I want more of this color here to show. I don't want it to be all this purple. So I am going to cut from the top. And my card height is 5.5. I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'm going to make it 5. Like this. Who knows? Maybe we'll put that on the card front. And then this measurement is, if that's 4.25, must be 3.25. Maybe we should take a ruler so I don't have to redo it all again. Yeah, I'm going to say maybe 3.25. 3.25 will do that. Did I spin it? This needs to be 5.25. Oh, I did 5. That's okay. So 5 by 3.25 is what I did. And then I'm going to take my white glue. That would be pretty on the back too. But I'm going to use the other, a little bit busier pattern. Okay. And I'm going to slip this in here. Like this. So that it sits flat in there. Line that up. Now it's not coming all the way down the bottom, and I'm okay with that. If you want it to come all the way down the bottom, then you definitely want to do 5.25. I just did 5. So that's what we have inside. A little glue there. Okay, so that's our card when it's standing. And let's do a little decorating. I need to clean my hands off because I have glue on my hands. So this little piece here is where I want to put my greeting. So I'm going to pick a bigger greeting. I'm going to use the Irresistible You Thank You. Well, actually, that's pretty big. Maybe I don't want to use that. Let's see. That may block my whole... Yeah, I like that, I think. I'll do that. So I'm going to stamp this on scrap white. And I'm going to stamp it in the Orchid Oasis. No, maybe I'll do it in the green. Just for contrast. I don't know which I'll like better. We'll find out in a minute. This. What do you think? Do you like that, or do you think you'd like it in Orchid Oasis? Could use an opinion, girls. Let me stamp the Orchid Oasis and you can tell me. Oh, both need to be re-inked. Do you like the purple or you like the green? Anybody have any input? I'm just going to cut one. Like I said, both should probably be re-inked. We have a green. We have a purple. Let's see if third person chimes in. Gives me an idea. All right, we have two. We have 2 and 2. Oh, now we're 3 and 2. Okay. So I'm going to do green. Thank you for chiming in. Oh, now we have 3 and 3. I'm going to do green. You know why I'm going to do green? Because it's St. Patrick's Day. Well, it's not St. Patrick's Day, but it's coming up. All right. I just restamped it so it'd be a little darker. I definitely need to ink that stamp set, but... So here's what I'm doing with this. Let me clean my fingers and make sure I don't have... I could do a punch or a die cut, but sometimes I like just the simplicity of the words. So I'm going to just carefully follow the lines of the letters, and I'm not going to be overly particular with all the mountains on all these letters. I'm kind of just doing little valleys and hills. I'm not going super close or super deep to all of them. I think the UPS driver must have shown up, because these boys are being relentless. I'm going to cut this a little bit more. I'm going to cut it out this way. And again, you don't have to be perfect. There's going to be so much going on this card that no one's going to say, wow, look at that. That's not totally even. That's the beauty about making a busy card. You make a plain card, and you can't get away with that as much. But you make one of these busy cards, you can get away with it. Okay, I am really sorry this video is so long today, ladies. I did not think it was going to take me this much time. Good thing is you can fast forward. You always come back and fast forward, right? Okay, let's decorate. So I know I want this to be my pop-up. I want that to be my feature. So I'm looking for some glue dots. I'm going to use some glue dots on this. And I'm going to put my glue dots right on this adhesive piece so that I know where I want it to be. Put one in the center. And a couple on the side. Like this. And like this. Okay. So I'm going to put this on first, so that pops up when you open up the card. Isn't that cute? Don't you love that? I'm telling you. I can't promote other companies, but I think it was a scrapbooking company that had this going on. All right, let's build some pretty flowers here. Let's see. Do I want to put... No, I don't think I'm going to. Let's just build up some flowers here. Like this. Maybe like that. Thought I had another set of green leaves here. Perhaps I don't, but that's okay. Just looking to see if I have another set of green leaves before I commit here. Alright, I know I'm going to put this guy on this edge. Now I just have to be careful because he is going to hang off a little bit, so I need to pay attention to where I'm putting the glue. I think I'll go like that. I'm going to put this one flat. And then I'm going to use dimensionals for the other flower. Okay, here we go. Guess my dogs decided they're not going out no matter what they want. Like that. And now, let's pop a leaf in here, I think. Like this, maybe. Yep, I like that. I'm going to put that on a dimensional. Hopefully it fits. I think I have to cut it down. Mini dimensionals would have been advisable here. But again, I don't always forethink. As you saw today. Okay, we'll pop that in there. Like that. And I think I'm going to just put this little guy up here. Like so. And there we go. I'm going to let that sit just a minute. We're going to need some bling on this. Okay. I have you know what I have that I love that I haven't used a lot? Is the Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels. I love them. They're not like our regular pearls. They're have more of a, they pick up colors a little bit. Well, like a snow white oval would be. I'm going to pop that in there. I was thinking I wasn't going to, but I actually think I would like that. Let me pop that there. Like that, just for a little extra. So let's put some of these pearls on. I'm sorry. I should have closed that front door. They were sleeping, and I thought they would stay asleep. These little pearls are so pretty. They're different than our regular pearls. Could even put some in the centers of the flowers if we really wanted to go all out. I don't know if it's overkill, but maybe we will. Whoops. They have some dog friends in the neighborhood. I think that's what they're barking at. They must be out walking. This is a lot of pearls. There's a lot of bling on here. And so I guess we should stick them over here in the freesia ones too. Like so. There we go. So I can't fully close it and pop it because the glue isn't quite dry, but that will fit in an envelope nicely. And there we go. Oh, you're making a flying seagull. Yeah, I've seen some of those. I haven't attempted that either. You know, if I attempt that, maybe I'll try to practice it first so you don't have to sit through all the baloney. Thank you very much, Florence. Thank you. Anyway, okay. So this was my inspiration, a card I created for my local girls. And the pop-up card, like I said, I saw another company with a die to do this, and I thought we can do that. And we used two-tone Flora. And the ink colors were Soft Succulent, Orchid Oasis, and Fresh Freesia. And like I said, the ink pads are on low quantity. So if you want those, you should snatch those up. The refills were not, however, just so you know. Okay, give me a couple days. I will write this up, get this on the blog for you with some instructions. All right? Thanks for sticking through. Thank you. Thanks for sticking by and while I work through my disaster. I do like it. All right. I will see you Monday. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. And thank you, Donna. That's nice of you to say. I will see you Monday. Let's do 1 o'clock again. Okay? Have a great weekend. Bye.